Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're diving back into some more SkyFactory One. So starting today, we have a lot of cool things that are going to potentially happen. We are going to go nether busting. Basically, we're going to take on the nether, but there's a lot of things that we really need to do before then. Like there's quite a few things actually. First of all, though, getting a nether portal set up and kind of seeing exactly what our surroundings are is really going to determine a lot about what we do in today's episode. So first things first, let's get ourselves up an actual nether portal. So first things first, our little janky setup over here. I had to add more. I had to add actually 6 more of these fire crucibles in order to get this to be able to produce more than this is actually using. Like more than these are actually using to work. And as you can see right here, it's only using 60 RF. This produces 80. And it's functioning now, and I actually filled up our buffer here of 32 buckets, which is really nice because it gives us a nice little amount here to convert. There we go, into obsidian. Now, of course, I can set this up automatically if I really wanted to. Right now, I'm not too concerned about it. I'm gonna go ahead and honestly just let it just fill up. But yeah, you could just hook up a pipe to it and just have it constantly filled with lava. And that's going to generate the obsidian. But we only need so much to be able to get and open a portal today. Now, like I said, we need to get a good sense of what this portal actually brings us, because the nether is kind of different. The spawn rates for the structures are a bit higher. So we could end up technically spawning right on the dungeon. So right on the fortress, the nether fortress, which is the desired outcome. But it may not be what we get. We may have to travel. And if we do spawn, if we spawn in the middle of the fortress, things might be a little bit different there as well. So I kind of need to understand where we're at, where we spawn, and then we can figure out everything we need in order to get there. And wow. Okay, so we are actually in a pretty decent location, not gonna lie. However, I do not have like any armor. So we are completely bare, not even iron armor, which is going to be probably recommended. And I have no fire protection, which means no shield. So yeah, I need to at least go back and get some sort of shield and definitely get ourselves a set of armor. But I could even go, you know what, I'm even going to go a step further, and we're actually going to summon in a blaze and see if we can't get something special from that. Actually, what did we get here? Knuckles. Oh, that does plus damage, and this gives us 10% speed and 2 armor. Nice. So we actually just got a pretty sick bonus there for just finding a chest here. This right here goes in our hand slots, and yeah, it gives us a nice little bonus with our hands. There's apparently a statue in here. Okay. Where does our hand slots? They gotta be right here. Hands. So we throw those in, and now we have some boxing gloves, some brass knuckles. Those are literally, oh my gosh, those are literally brass knuckles. Nice. All right, so yeah, we have some cool stuff to do. Let's get it done. So one thing we're definitely going to get into is Tinker's Construct today. So plan for that. We have plenty of stuff required for grout. I'm going to go ahead and make a few of them. I think that should be enough. Is that 6? Yes. So 6 stacks of it. I'm going to go ahead and work on this all getting cooked up. This is going to take a little while, as you can see, to cook up. 6 stacks is more than we have furnaces, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of that ready. And then we also need to make ourselves a blazing doll. And maybe like, what is a blazing doll? All right, let's go ahead and get a few of those. And I'm actually going to show you what this blazing doll is. So 4 of them means we could potentially spawn in 4 of these beautiful blazing dolls. I don't know how many we're going to need, but I think 4 might be okay for right now. And then the only other thing we need to do is summon a blaze. Now, the reason I want to summon a blaze is because that is actually going to get us a potential blaze rod that we can use to brew some potions. Because at the moment, we have no way of actually getting any of that. So let's go ahead and dive into Tinker's, though. I'm going to go ahead and get all the Tinker stuff ready to go. Also going to work on my iron armor. And we're going to work on making a decapitating sword from Tinker's Construct, which is going to be pretty cool. So, of course, getting started with Tinker's Construct, we need these few things first? Well, honestly, first of all, we need a seared melter. Casting, there's a recipe right there, very simple, and then a seared fuel tank. And this is all you need to get started, along with a seared casting basin. And then, of course, a faucet to be able to drain out. You have to make this first before you can get into Tinker's construct and make the full smeltery. It's kind of the early stage of this all. So we also need copper, because to be able to actually make the controller itself, you need copper. And right here's the smeltery controller itself that we're going to need. And we also have to make ourselves a seared heater. So the seared heater is going to be covered by 4 ingots of copper. And there is an interesting way of doing this. If I have some residual copper, which I do. There we go. That'll be a little easier. So I have these copper right here. If I put, I believe it's 2 in, this thing doesn't actually double. But what it does is, I think it's actually 3. Yeah, it's 3 because it doesn't exactly double, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. It gives you 1 ingot and 3 nuggets. So 3 of these will equal the 4 that we need. So it's almost perfect that these go in here. But of course, we do need some lava to throw in here. And then that's going to get the whole process jump started. And as you can see, that's going to work. And then all you have to do is pop that in there. And we are about to have ourselves a beautiful Tinker's Construct smeltery. Very, very simple. It's just interesting that between the older versions of Tinker's Construct and the new one for 1.16, this process didn't exist. It was actually an add-on mod that sort of added this whole system. So it is interesting to see that this was added in almost as a prerequisite to be able to jump into this. But it also added a lot of prerequisites that we're about to talk about here in a second as we get the smeltery up. So we're about to run into our next hurdle. So let's go ahead and build our bare bones Tinker's Construct smeltery. I like to actually place this down in the ground, and we're going to see why here in a second. It's just a preference. If you like to build it up, build it up. But if you build it like this, you don't really have to worry about decorating the bottom or anything like that, which is kind of why I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and place a chute on this side. This is a way to put items in with a hopper instead of using the smeltery controller. And then we also have a drain, which allows us to put a basin here and a casting table here. And then last but not least, to activate it all, we need a power source. So there we go. Now, this is big enough to let, or this is low enough to let mobs in here. And I don't want mobs going in here. So I want to build it at least 1 more tall so that way we don't have to worry about mobs crawling in. And there we go. We have a smeltery. And all we got to do is fill this up with some lava liquid. There we go. And last but not least, the last one holds 4 buckets. And we're ready to start smelting. We need to break this section here and here. And that's basically it. I'm going to place this right there. And the seared casting table here. Now, setting up automation, you can use hoppers underneath here. And you can activate this with a lever above. No more do you need to set up some kind of redstone contraption to be able to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop the faucet just like that. Apparently I lost my other faucet, and honestly it's probably in there. But that's basically it. Now, what was our next hurdle that I was talking about? Well, at the moment we have a Tinker Station, and it only shows us a few items that we can make. And one of the swords that I really want to make is not actually in there. So, what do we need to get started and go further? It's actually an anvil, and you may have seen it here, but I'm going to be making the bronze anvil. And the reason is because we actually don't need a whole lot of this bronze, or well, we do need a lot of it. We need enough to make the blocks of it. Plus, it looks really cool. The bronze is really easy to make. It's 3 copper and 1 tin. 3 copper, 1 tin. And you throw that inside the smeltery, right? So here's our copper and tin. Very simple. And let's see, copper. I have some more copper on me. So if we do it in that ratio, we should get quite a bit out. Now, here's where you might want to automate, right? You might want to automate. So we are going to need a brick, which is one way of doing this, and gold. So I want to make an ingot cast because we need to be able to cast this ingot out, or we can cast it in block form, which is probably what I'll end up doing, but we still need at least 1 gold ingot in here to be able to get a cast. And you can use brick or whatever you want. Just so long as it's ingot shaped, it's going to consume that ingot once it creates a cast. So as we get that in there, bam, Perfect. We have a cast, so we can cast out, use a lever, and also place a hopper underneath here with a chest, which is what I'm gonna do here in a second. Now, let's go ahead and throw this in. And remember, if we set this up properly, we should have 3 here, and then 1 of each. And if I toss this in, just like that, that is going to create bronze. And it actually creates it creates 4 bronze, I believe, for each one of these sets. So you'll see it alloy in here. It's really cool. There we go. And now we have 1 block, 3 ingots. So we pretty much need to do this a couple more times, and we should be good. Now you can also set it up like this, right? And so this is going to double. So if you do this recipe, then we will get 2 per, and this right here will equal the same as what we just put in, basically. So all I got to do is get 3 blocks worth, and then we'll start to cast it out. So as you can see, we have 3 blocks in here, which I can go ahead and cast out over here. This one's not set up for automation, but this one is. All I have is an item pipe, just a standard item pipe running underneath. You have to make sure, though, that when you place water, that you also activate it, so that way it will be in pull-out mode. So when it is connected to a chest, you can see just like this, you have to shift right-click. So you have to do that on the bottom of this cast in order for that to work. But there we go. We have these beautiful blocks. These actually make some really cool looking blocks. Oh, but this is going to get us access to a better workstation, which is how we're going to make this sword that's about to happen. So there we go. We got all 3, but there's still a little bit left in here. There is 1 ingot, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that out. And you'll watch the automation happen. It doesn't pull the cast, but it will pull the item, and there we go. There's a piece of bronze in there. Perfect. Now all we have to do is make ourselves some brick here, just like this. And just like any other anvil, that on top, and we now have ourselves a tinker's anvil. Perfect, right? I'm gonna go ahead and place that here because I usually put a hopper on this side, but this will show us all the new items that we can make. And this one right here is the one that I actually want to make. The cleaver is going to give us potential head drops from blazes, and that's really important to me. So before we even start working with the blaze doll and getting that to spawn, I want to make this cleaver first. So it does require a few different components, and we have to actually make casts for those, which is not too difficult. All we need is cobble, and then we're just going to cast gold. So there's actually 3 components that we need. So we need 3 pieces of gold to make 3 separate casts, and the components are all in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring out stone variants of them because they will get consumed. So this is the exact parts that we need. It's going to require 2 tough handles, 1 of the broad blades, and the plate. As you can see, we place that in there, throw those 3 in, let them cook up, and we just do the same thing we did with the ingot, is we just cast it on here, and I'm ready to go. So getting into Tinker's Construct fresh can be kind of daunting, but if you want to know what everything kind of does, it's actually really nice. You can make this book by just casting a single ingot onto it. I already have 2 of the other books, but this book right here, Mighty Smelting, should have tier 3 materials in it. And tier 3 materials are going to be the materials that Tinker's Construct itself makes. And this is 1 of 4 books. This right here requires this stuff, which we actually should have. So this is the last book in the set. And it's actually really kind of useful if we do make this, because then we can combine all the books together. And this book is actually really, really useful. So what is this? Which water sand makes soul? Oh, so it just needs a regular piece of soul sand. Nice. So yeah, that's just as simple as throwing this in here. And there we go. We have our soul sand. Perfect. And that should be the last step of making this. And basically that what you just seen right there is actually a part of the nether mechanic that this book has available to it. So what are we missing? It's showing we're missing all of the books. That seems kind of odd. Let's see. I should have all of the books. I have this one, and this one. Oh, I'm missing the last one, of course. Yep, this one. Okay. Now we have all the books. At least I thought we did. All of the basic books. Fantastic Foundry. I literally just made that book. So let's go ahead and combine them by hand, because it seems like it's not wanting to work properly. There we go. Encyclopedia of Tinkering. What an actual beast of a book. I guess holding this shows you where the next smeltery part should be. That's funny. But yeah, so now this is the full book here, and we have everything we need to know. So if I want to know exactly what a particular effect does, this book is going to tell you, and it's definitely worthwhile making this thing. So after doing a little bit of research using the book to also find the modifiers and also taking a look at everything else, I think I've come up with a pretty decent sword that is going to be perfect for killing blazes, specifically blazes, as one of the modifiers is very particular about that. So in here, I have just about everything I need. I have magma cream. Apparently a cow fell in there. That's great. Now we have apparently blood in there, but that's not needed. We have molten obsidian, which is going to be one of the things I need. Molten constantine, which is copper and 1 nickel, which gives you 2. And then magma cream. I actually need specifically a certain amount of magma cream. So what are we going to make this sword out of? Well, you actually need a wood sword blade here. And I'm going to cast out some obsidian onto this, particularly 8 blocks of obsidian. And this is going to give us the nahuatl board blade, or the broad blade. So we'll have nahuatl, which is how that is supposed to be pronounced, which is kind of funny. It's like anti-water, basically. So that we're going in and casting that out. That's going to take a little bit. But the reason I am doing this is because this actually has an attack damage modifier of 3, which is going to be nice compared to everything else. It's the only thing that really has 3 with it at the moment. So while that's casting out, we can talk about some of the other stuff. I'm going to be covering flint to be able to make the scorched stone handles, which gives us scorching, which does more damage to mobs that are on fire, like a blaze. And then we also have this, which I'm assuming blazes are considered to be on fire. I have no idea. And in this one right here, weapons get faster or slower. I don't know if it affects weapons particularly, but it does say tools. So basically, if it's in a extreme hot or extreme cold, it will mine faster. And I'm hoping that it also means the swing speed will be faster while we're in the nether. That's my ultimate goal. So this right here, we have to cover those specifically with magma cream. And as you can see right here, we have very interesting tools that are building up, right? Via tinkers. Very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this set up. And we're going to put this thing together. And here we have all the pieces in order to make this. And let's go ahead and throw this together. As you can see, this is the particular order. And we get a pretty decent attack damage. Now, keep in mind that I do believe it does +6 damage on fire. I don't know if that means us on fire, but I thought it meant... because the scorching should be the one that it does. I'm actually going to look that up here in a second. But let's go ahead and make this. If I take a look, let's go over here to where we are using the seared stone. No, it's over more. Maybe? Let's go all the way out. I believe it's a tier 3 material. This right here called Scorched Stone. It says tool does bonus damage to targets that are on fire. So yeah, as you can see right here, a +2 per level, and that's supposed to be what this does. So it does say +6 damage on fire. So I'm assuming that's mobs that are on fire. Wow, we ended up getting a skeleton horse and a donkey. Another skeleton horse. What is going on over here? Now, what I'm about to do is incredibly dangerous, considering our base is built out of wood. But I think I should be able to kill this blaze fairly quickly, and I'm pretty confident in that. So hopefully that will help, as if confidence ever helped anyone with physical activities. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and grab a bucket of witch water. We can put that in there. And then all we have to do is right-click the doll, or is it you toss the doll into it? It's been so long. No, wait, no. Add to a barrel of lava to spawn the blaze. Okay, so instead of witch water, we actually need lava. Okay, so let's keep that witch water for later. And I'll grab another bucket. I should have read the thing first. Some things do require witch water, though. So keep that in mind. Like, it's not just... I didn't do that just because. Very specific. So here we go. Let's hope for blaze rods. So yeah, you right-click the doll in there, and then prep yourself for a blaze to spawn. And let's hope that it doesn't fly up, because that could lead to awfulness. Oh yeah, we one-shot that bad boy. And we got a blaze head from it. Oh yeah, this is... We were able to literally one-shot the blaze. That's exactly what I made this sword to do. It is a blaze one-shotting beast. Yeah. Perfect. And we're not even in the nether, so the swing speed I think will be faster when we go to the nether. Oh man, that was perfect. However, we're not getting what I want from it. I'm not seeing, like, we still haven't gotten a blaze rod from these. So I'm kind of curious if we will or not. Horse, you were in the way, dude. This blaze? No blaze rod. All right, the last one, if we get no blaze rod, then we're going in just solo. We're going to go in and we're going to try our best without fire resistance. This is the last one. And we got a blaze rod. Perfect. Oh, man, out of all of those. And we ended up getting ahead. Oh, perfect. So now I don't really have to worry about catching on fire, which is great because I have the brewing stand and we should just need some bottles of water and, of course, magma cream to make some fire resistant potions. So we are now back at the fortress here. And, well, here's our portal. And also, this is a torch launcher. So if you don't know how to make this, it's just some coal blocks. Very, very simple. And it's a lot of torches all wrapped up here. And yeah, we're basically going after blaze heads. We're going after just anything we can get our hands on here, especially blaze rods. Those are going to be the big thing that I want to get a hold of. Oh, also avoiding these guys. Yeah. I forgot about those. Yeah, we have to keep an eye out. Definitely for the wither skeletons. Plus, we should get wither skeleton skulls from doing this as well. Pretty easy because of this beautiful sword we have. Yeah, I mean, it's almost too easy, getting the skulls with this sword. I mean, but that's what it's made for, right? It's made to get them pretty quickly. Now, if I light this up too much, there is a negative side effect of lighting all of this up, and that is, well, we just won't get any spawns down here, which is, I mean, could be a bad thing. I don't know exactly what's going to be better, but yeah, this sword, I mean, it has a chance of getting us heads, but doesn't have looting on it, which would be pretty nice. This chest could be really nice. Turns the wearer invisible. I mean, we would have to, I think, rip off all of our gear, though, in order for this to fit in that necklace slot. But it would prevent things like this, things from becoming hostile towards us, and it would allow us to kind of walk back. I wonder exactly how this is going to work. Where's our necklace? There's our charm slots. There's so many slots. There's a necklace slot. Oh, there we go. I mean, I guess we'll see if we need to take our armor off. I'm assuming we need to take our armor off in order for the invisibility to fully take effect. Ooh, look at that. That was a nice lucky chest. Ah, yeah, see? They even, the skeletons even seen me. So yeah, I guarantee like this has to completely come off. I wonder if a shield even, I mean, we can't really even use a shield with our two-handed weapon anyways. We could potentially walk around and that gives us the upper hand. However, not good against like wither skeletons where they could kill us pretty quickly. Oh wow, I just tested it without our armor and it doesn't seem to be working. I mean, it makes us invisible, yeah, but blazes can still see us. That was scary. I wasn't prepared for that. Ooh, night vision effect. Oh, that's gonna be nice. I just got a night vision helmet, basically. Yeah, but with fire protection, like, these guys are basically useless. Like, they can't really hurt me while I'm under the fire resistance effect. So this could be good and bad at the same time. Like, if I go down here, I'm looking at potential death. Hopefully not, but it could happen. I want to get down here because I did see there is a spawner that is nearby. Let's see, a little bit of cobblestone, maybe. Ooh, that was close. There we go. Now I can get to these guys. Perfect. And a little bit of cobble there and there. Perfect. Ooh, it's a nice way to get a little bit of coal as well. All right, so I'm gonna have a few more of these. Well, that one slipped away from me. I'm gonna have a few more of these guys to take on. Yeah, by the way, I think that speed modifier does help with this a little bit, but there's a blaze spawner over here. I've just got to get to it. So what's the first thing you do when you find yourself a blaze spawner that's out in the open? Well, you box that sucker in because you do not want them getting out. Make sure you build, though, a few blocks up because they can spawn 4 blocks up, I believe. So you definitely want to make sure you kind of cover your ground there. And it's mainly just to kind of keep them in so that way they don't just fly off to the edge, and then you got to worry about dealing with them flying if you don't have any way of, you know, managing that. That could be kind of a pain, right? Like that one would have flew straight up. So now a beautiful way of capturing these guys. Quick tip, by the way, if you want to beef up your spawn rates, break down the bottom layer here. If you have enough durability on your pick, of course, I would actually take this down even one more layer. And that's going to give more room for this spawner to work. Even going down one layer, I've noticed a significant spawn rate increase. Like it'll just spawn more mobs because there's just more area for it to potentially spawn them. So yeah, look at that. I mean, it's significantly quicker. So after farming for quite a while, I now have enough blaze heads to at least make one bucket of some really nice blaze, which should give us, I believe, 16 times the power. By the way, I need to follow my torches. And we should be able to head back. Oh my goodness. So I have enough blaze rods. I have 60 blaze rods. That'll at least last me a little while. That's the plan. I just gotta find this maze out of here. Find the maze and get myself back. So with all that fun, we literally have 10 blaze heads that I can now throw in here and get myself a bucket of liquid blaze, which we're then going to basically be replacing our fire with over here, which is going to be kind of interesting to do. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to do. I mean, we should just lay out like water, right? So here we go. I'm going to place it down. Whoa, that goes really fast. And it should be under all of these. And I got a heat of 7, a heat of 11, 13, 14, 13. Okay, so it does account for it being flowing, but it's still better than what we had. And these are actually going pretty fast at a heat of 14 value. So these are definitely going a lot quicker, which is great. Faster is better, but eventually it will be nice to be able to have this entire thing filled exclusively with these fluids. Man, guys, what an absolute journey today. And I hope you guys enjoyed every step of the way, but I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to Egyptian Jackal. Thank you so much for going above and beyond over on Patreon to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. Like, I appreciate all of the support, all my Patreons. And guys, of course, if you are interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, you can catch me over at twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect, where I do live stream. Convenient linked down in the description below, where there is all kinds of crazy info. If you have a question, it's most likely listed down in the description. So guys, I will see you in the next episode, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.